guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we have the second update to my deco panning project pan. So I did the intro to this last month, which I think this project normally runs like 4 set times, and it's very like organized, goes up on the 20th each month, and like people have like the exact same numbers of products, and it's all very kind of like organized with people doing all the same stuff. But I have kind of just decided to kind of just tag along for the ride, but not kind of fully, you know, follow exactly all of the rules. So this is obviously coming out on the 25th, not the 20th, and I do have 6 products in here, not 5, which I think is the normal amount. So yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place with it, but I really loved the sound of this project and I really wanted to give it a go, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I'm super excited to update you on my progress this month. We are going to be rolling in a new product, which is always super duper fun. So yeah, I cannot wait to chat to you guys about it. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So I will go in order of when I rolled them in last month. The first product we have today is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I rolled this in for an influence product because I'd seen this all over TikTok as a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury like skin tint thing. I completely blanked on the name, but the like glowy primer. But this is the Halo Glow, and the goal for this was to use it 20 times, and I've used it 10 times this month. I'm not too sure, I can't see where it's settled properly. I made this mark a few days ago, like maybe 4 days ago, when I was initially going to film this video, and then I didn't have time. This is where the markings are. You can see where we were at before and where we are at now. I think we're probably a little bit further down realistically, because I've used it maybe like 3 times since I initially made that mark. But yeah, we are making good progress on this. I did think it would probably go down a bit faster than it has, but I really enjoy this product. I think it's really pretty, it looks really nice on the skin, works really well as like a glowy base, and I think as a primer as well. I just love the way it works, so really enjoying using this one. I have obviously used it for half the amount of uses that was the goal, so I definitely think by next update we can have used this one up and be rolling it out. Then we had for a concealer, the prompt was, and I decided to roll in my e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. I use this as an eyeshadow base because I don't love the way it looks under my eyes, but I feel like as an eyeshadow base it works very well. So my goal of this is to finish it. I don't have any way of kind of checking markings. It's not like a product that you can see through, unfortunately, but I've used this one 21 times this month, and this is what it's looking like. It's still kind of clicking up. It does feel lighter a little bit, but I don't do weights on this because I always feel like weights are very unreliable. And yeah, but it's basically just a kind of like brush tip applicator, and I normally click it up maybe like twice every 3 days or so. So I'm not sure how much that brings it up, but I do think we're probably getting some good use on this. It might be a long haul product, it might be done next month, I really don't know, but I'm enjoying using it. Then for a cream product, I rolled in my MUA Makeup Academy blush. This is the Blush Liquid Cream Blush in the shade Taupe Tango, and I have used this one 7 times, and you can see here we made some really good progress this month. I do think we came across an air bubble, so I think that's why we have some good progress. I realise my line isn't exactly flat across, but I think that's where we are. I mean, it's kind of where I can like bend it over to, and that's where I normally judge it, because I do think like air bubbles really get stuck in tubes like this very easily, and I can't 100% tell where I am. But the goal was to get down to this line here, kind of where the colour starts, and I definitely think that if I try really hard I might be able to do that next month. Who knows? I went on a little staycation last week and I took this with me as the only blush, so that's why I got some good use out of it. I am working on a blush in my general project pan, and that is kind of the focus, so I'm not sure whether we'll get right down there next month, but I do think we'll get close at least, and maybe we'll come across another air bubble, because I do think there's another one in here, because it really doesn't feel like very full when I like squish it around. Like it feels like there's a lot of air in there. So honestly, I have no idea how long this is going to take, but it's a really pretty blush. I don't love it as much as I did when I first got it. It's a little bit more subtler than I remember, but still a really gorgeous shade, and I am enjoying using that one. Then for the prompt Holiday, I believe, I rolled in the Colourpop You're a Trip highlight. So I don't have initial photos of this, but I will for months afterwards. This was basically untouched, unused, and the goal for this is to either hit pan or 30 uses. I think it's going to be a 30 use goal, but this is what we are looking like now. You can definitely see some clear progress marks in here. It's a really gorgeous highlight, and I'm really enjoying working on it. I think it is stunning. I'm wearing it on the cheeks today. I think it's got such a gorgeous glow, and I love using it. So I think even after it's out of this project, this is definitely help me fall in love with it, and I definitely think I'm going to be using it a lot more. So yeah, good progress on here I think, and 14 uses, we're basically about halfway there. Plus now I've hit pan on the highlight in my general project pan. I do think I can focus on this one a lot more, so I definitely think we'll hit the 30 uses by next month too. Then I rolled in 2 eyeshadow palettes for a goal of 10 uses on each. This was for the prompt kind of like keeping on track with your makeup goals, and I wanted to use more of my neglected eyeshadow palettes, so this is where I've kind of decided to change it up. Obviously I rolled these in for one prompt, so we pulled 5 prompts and these both were for that one. I'm actually going to roll one out but keep one in still for the 10 uses, but I am going to roll in another product as well, and we're going to keep it at 6 because I just love rolling things in. I think it's very fun. So the palette that I'm going to keep in for 10 uses is the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. So I've used this one 3 times and the goal is obviously 10 uses. I am using this green shade on my lids today. It's very, very pretty, and I've also used this shade here and the mattes. I believe I've used this one up here as well as this one down here too. So very pretty shades. I love the way this palette works. I think it's absolutely stunning. I just don't reach for it all too much because I feel like it doesn't have a lot of mattes. I would love to have some more, maybe slightly more colourful mattes, just that I could use the other shades as well, maybe some more cool toned ones. But overall it is a stunning palette. So I've used it 3 times. I need to use it 7 more times to hit our goals. Considering I do a pan those eyeshadows and a pan that palette, I don't think this will happen in the next month, but definitely in the month after that, hopefully I should hit that goal. The one I'm rolling out, however, is the Carnival Fall palette. I just feel like I'm having too many eyeshadows in at the moment and it's stressing me out a bit. So I used this one twice this month and I have enjoyed it, definitely. I did kind of like a neutral look with just this palette, and then I used the greens here for this look today. So yeah, I have enjoyed using this, but I think I'm just going to put it back into my collection. It's not a palette that I absolutely like adore the way that I love the Pat McGrath one, so unfortunately I do think I'm just not super inclined to reach for it, and it's kind of taking away from other panning at the moment and I'm just getting a bit overwhelmed. So that one is going to roll out, but that does mean we are going to roll in one new product. I do think even if I don't have any progress in a month, I will probably just roll in another product just because it's so fun. So here I have my deck of cards and I'm just going to give them a bit of a shuffle. I have shuffled them before, but I will put up the prompts for this month whilst I shuffle on the screen so you guys can see what we are working with. The prompt board gets changed every month, I believe like mid-month, so the prompts may stay the same, but they will be like applicable to different cards, if that makes sense. So I am going to cut the deck and then pull the topmost card, which is the 4 of diamonds. So the 4 of diamonds is the prompt has pan, which is self-explanatory, a product that already has a pan in it. So I'll have a look through my collection and see what we can find. Okay, so I've had a look through my collection and this was actually very difficult to do. I don't want to work on any eyeshadows as I mentioned because I am a bit overwhelmed, which eliminated like 80% of the products I have pan on. So I've pulled out the products I have pan on in my collection that are like cheap products, whatever, and the ones that I'm not currently panning, we have 4. So I feel like I'm really at a stage with my collection where things are either untouched or they're basically done / I've already kind of panned them type of thing. So I think in the next few months, especially once I start rolling stuff out and finishing stuff up in my project pan, like the start of next year for a project pan is going to be very difficult for me because I have a lot of products that aren't used at all and not much with pan or anything that's anywhere near pan. So I will quickly talk about 2 of the products that I did kind of immediately rule out. Firstly, we have my Colourpop Super Shock Highlight in Stole the Show. I love this one. It's a really, really pretty highlight, but it's literally the same as You're a Trip. It's a different tone. This one's a bit less pink, but it's still a very icy Super Shock Colourpop highlight. So I was like, there is no point rolling that one in because it's basically like rolling in 2 of the same product, and they would serve the same purpose, just take away from each other. Then we have the Soph Glow Kit with Makeup Revolution. I had this in my project pan up until last month literally, and I just hit pan in this shade on the right here. One, I just finished panning this and I've been working on it for 6 months ish, so don't want to roll this in again, plus it would then take away from the highlight. So that left us with 2 products. Firstly, I'll go for one I didn't choose. This is my Revolution Pro Sculpting Bronzer in the shade Bahia. This was one of my favourite bronzers for ages, and as you can see we have a big pan in here. I really do enjoy it. The reason I chose not to roll this in is because I think I'm very close to hitting a goal on the bronzer in my project pan currently. My goal is to hit pan, and we are pretty close, to be honest, and I think after that one I'm probably going to work on this because I really enjoy it, and I think this could potentially maybe in 6 months be done. So that is probably next on the list for that, so I think I probably will be working on this soon. So that left my e.l.f. cream contour palette. So this one I had in a project last year. I think it was only in there for a month. I think I was able to hit pan pretty quickly, but as you can see we do have pan in this shade, and yeah, I really enjoyed the way it worked. I think it was really pretty. I don't use cream contour or cream bronzer every time I do my makeup, but I definitely do want to get into it more, use it more, and I think it would be really fun to roll this product in. So I'm not going to have any other hitting pan goals because, to be honest, I've only really used this shade. The other ones are pretty much untouched. I don't know if you can see, but they are literally barely touched, barely used, so I don't know how they would perform on my skin with my skin tone. So I think for this one I am going to set the goal of 30 uses. That can be of any of the shades, and kind of like I could use this one 20 times, this one 5 times, and this one 5 times, and that would count as the 30 uses. I don't know how quickly the product will go, so I don't want to set a specific panning goal of like finishing this one up or something. And yeah, I just want to kind of get to grips with it because I don't really use cream contour very much, see how I feel, how much I enjoy it, and yeah, this is what's going to be rolling in for the prompt has a pan. But this has made me realise that I definitely need to pan more of my stuff. Like obviously all I do is project panning basically when I do my makeup, but yeah, I'm at a really awkward kind of in between point where nothing's really close to being used up besides like a very few small selection of products. So yeah, that is going to be today's update for my Deck of Panning Project Pan. So just to recap the products that we have in and their goals, we have my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter with the goal of 20 uses, my e.l.f. Brightening Concealer, which I'm trying to use up, my MUA Cream Blush, where we're trying to get down to this line here, my Colourpop Euro Trip Highlight, which we are trying for 30 uses, my Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey Eyeshadow Palette, which I need to use 10 times, and my e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette that I have to use 30 times. So yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy this update. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below, hit subscribe, turn on the bell to join our little club, and make sure you turn on notifications, then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you want to watch my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!